From 30 contests, the IBF light welterweight champion of the world, Joe Manley. And the challenger, ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 21 wins and 1 draw from 25 contests from Basildon, Terry Marsh.
Actually, he's unbeaten in 25 fights with 1 draw.
At the weigh-in today, ladies and gentlemen, Manley scaled 9 stones, 12.5 pounds, Marsh 10 stones. And the officials for this contest, ladies and gentlemen, appointed by the IBF, referee from the United States, Mr. Randy Newman, the judges from New Jersey, Charlie Spina, from Denmark, Mr. Ove Overson, and from England, Mr. Roland Dakin. The timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen, from England, Mr. Tom Powell, BEM.
So the trimmings are over now, and certainly if Marsh has got everything on his side, at least almost in his backyard. And there it is with the rundown and the weights. And that's Randy Newman. As I say, he boxed here against Billy Aird back in 1975. The referee stopped him in the 8th round. So, on with the show. Can Britain now come up with 3 champions of the world, with Dennis Andrews fighting later in the week? From the training that I've seen with Joe Louis Manley here in Basildon, he boxed with Kirkland Lang. He's fighting for the championship soon. He really looked the part, and as you can see, solidly built, good strong neck, absorbs a punch well, but Marsh has got to get off to a good pace now and try out boxing. Because Marsh, as he says, is all the amateur career and pro career, he's never had a clean-cut KO, so it's going to be a bit of skill with him. Just hope now that there's no injuries there. Unfortunately, Marsh was cut in his last contest, but that could be a little bit worrying. Well, what a fast start. I tell you, unloading a bit of tension here, I suspect, with the build-up to this fight. Wasted any time, Jim, have they?
Well, with 2 classy boxers, I thought it would have taken a little bit of time to get into punching range and get to work, but it's been quite the opposite. Straight away, they're in punching range, then go big punch. A good right hand from Marsh there.
Yeah, that's a very confident start by Marsh. I thought maybe he'd hit and run for a while, but that's not his style, either as a person or a puncher. Well, what a pace this will be. Remember, scheduled for 15 rounds. We have British Championships now and European at 12. And indeed the World Boxing Council version at that distance. Well, as people, from what I know of Joe Lloyd Manley, I certainly know Marsh well from right back in his amateur days at Stepney from George's. They're really 2 of a kind. Good blokes outside the ring, and artist inside with a great deal of determination. Looks as though referee Newman is going to work hard here and pulling these fellas apart and keeping the pace going. What a wonderful atmosphere for Marsh now to get him started as we get the countdown clock in the opening round. And I don't think he knows it, but his wife turned up tonight, and what a 5th wedding anniversary. What a way to celebrate. But let's see, if he could become champion of the world, that would be perfect. That and the 3rd birthday of his daughter Kelly today. Well, it's got rid of a few tensions, I suspect, Jim, in the opening round.
Yeah, well, I think they did a little bit more punching than they did thinking there. I think the fight will settle down from that. I don't think we can expect this kind of pace for much longer. I think they both tried to dominate in the first round, but nobody really got the upper hand. But it was a good start from Terry. Terry landed some very good punches, and he was in it all the way. A good first round.
And there's the fact file, as it is for Terry Marsh. And Joe Louis Manley, or Lewis, as he's called there, born in Lima, Ohio, and brought up in the boxing town, as it were, of Detroit, where two of the most famous fighters of all time came from. The Joe Louis, as we called him here, and Sugar Ray Robinson. His grandmother actually named this lad Joe Louis, although obviously she didn't figure him on being a fighter when he was born. So round two then. Well, I think certainly peeping at a judge's card quite near me. The Danish judge has given the first round to Marsh. Now that's good news. And I like the way that right hand's coming in, Jim. He really has steamed himself up for this one, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, Marsh had a good first round. Confident first round, and he got in top for a good part of the round. But the early days, the 15 rounds is a long, long time. And Manley seems to get a lot more distance into his jab than you expect. He seems to lunge with the last couple of inches. And when you think it's out of range, he lands the jab. Terry's going to have to work that out.
Marsh has decided to go head hunting a little bit there. So far he's been concentrating on the straight punches to the face. And what a pace he sets as well. What a fit man. Well, you don't survive the Marine Commandos course unless you're a fit man, I tell you. It's a great thing now for Marsh to try and take the play away a bit from Manley, who might have expected him just to be a sort of jabber that was going to move around and not cause a lot of damage early on. But I suspect he just might have underestimated Marsh. Minute to go in the second. 3-minute round duration. Oh, it looked as though he rocked him with that one a bit, Jim. He was unsettled on the feet there.
That was a good punch. Marsh is not giving Manley a second to settle down. He's always getting his own punches off first. Again, a terrific start from Marsh.
He's such a great thinker in the ring, Jim. In fact, out of it as well, but when he gets in there and does the business, he's always a step ahead of the other guys. So far in his career, anyway, unbeaten. He's only managed to stop 8 of those 25 opponents. And the one draw was against Lloyd Christie, who's now a British champion. Well, what a pace it's going to be, this one. And there's Marsh's corner. Tony Fossey in the ring there, and Brian Walters on the outside, and on the right there is Jimmy Tibbs. So the promoter tonight, this is the first fighter he signed, Frank Warren, actually. Let's have a look at this replay now. Now watch with it, that's it, the left hook, and then it just unbuckles the ankle a little bit there. So there's Luther Burgess, Bill Miller. Luther Burgess, in fact, fought the great Willie Pep way back in 1948. And the co-managers sitting behind there's Stan Hoffman. So he's up early. They're not going to take any chances to see somebody come flying across the ring at them, as Lloyd Hannigan did with Johnny Bumpus. Round 3. and a really fast and skillful championship of the world. The Imperial Boxing, I should say, International Boxing Federation now is very much American-oriented. The South Americans are the big brass of the other two so-called governing bodies. So just reminding Manley there to keep the punches up. He's not allowing much inside work, the referee, Jim, is he? Not, that'll suit Marsh.
Well, Marsh is actually grabbing a hold of Manley. You see it again here. I don't think Terry wants to do too much inside. I think he's far happier at long range. When they get up close, Terry tends to grab hold. See, there it goes again. Terry's hands are going round behind Manley. I think he's quite happy if he can do it at long range for a couple of rounds.
Ten-stone division, this one, between light and welterweight. And nothing in it, really. Marsh was right on the button, 10 stone, 9-12.5 Manley. Well, I can't believe the American expected Marsh to come out at such a pace as this, Jim, do you?
I don't think so either. And Terry seems to be the one who's really psyched himself up. The American looks a little bit lethargic, a little bit laid back, whereas Marsh has really come out full of fire. And it's given him a great chance because in my card, he picked up the first 2 rounds.
Well, apparently the Manley camp have said that early on in his career he was just a little bit lackadaisical. But they fired him on a bit to win the championship against Gary Hinton, who's a very strong fighter, and a very good result that was for Manley. Just to remind you then, the judges, if it goes 15 from England, Denmark and America, the referee doesn't score, and there's none of that 3 knockdown by one man in any round automatically stopping the contest, and I'm glad about that because I think that's a nonsense rule. Well, you really couldn't wish for a better start than by Terry Marsh here, and he really is bothering Manley, let's put it that way. Well, none of us heard the bell go there. I don't know why, but the seconds certainly did, but they've got to do something about that. That was a surprise, Jim, though. Did you hear the bell at all? Or?
Yeah, I just heard it very faintly, but a tremendous atmosphere here. But there were 3 rounds behind us, and Terry hasn't had a bad one yet, so this is a lovely start for Terry Marsh.
The referee collects the judges' scorecards at the end of each round, so there's no question of them leaving a space and then filling it in later in the contest. There he is, Randy Newman. Became a journalist, and he may not want to be remembered, but I certainly remember him doing a centerfold pose in a certain magazine in America. He's up early for work all the time now, Manley. He's only taken 1 flash knockdown in a fight, he tells me, against Charlie Allen at the Forum in Madison Square Garden a long time ago. Then he got up and stopped Allen. And the same with Marsh, very early in his career, right down here in this part of the world, Southend against Gary Brooks. He took a short count, he said, and that's all. So they're durable enough characters, these. Oh, if he wants to rough it up, Marsh doesn't mind that either, I'll tell you that. I think that displays all the fire in the belly that Marsh has got, Jim. We don't often see him roughing up like that, do you?
Well, Marsh is the one who really has himself psyched up tonight. Manley still doesn't seem to have his act together. He doesn't seem to have the same attitude that Terry has. Another thing Terry's very good at, he's very good at stopping the other fella from working. See, when they got up close, Marsh is taking very little because he's smothering Manley and he's not allowing him to work. He's doing a little bit of holding as well, as you can see here, but he's keeping himself out of trouble, and his long-range work is slightly better than Manley's at the moment.
So the referee will be in there again. There he's working hard, Newman. American referees tend to pull the fighters apart more than British. Well, he's waited long enough for this chance, Marsh, hasn't he? He was on the brink of fighting Patrizio Oliva of Italy. He holds another version of the championship. He got messed around a bit with that and really grabbed this one, to use that old corny phrase, literally with both hands. It's all about building up speed now and keeping that rhythm going. In fact, Marsh was saying that he checked the bio rhythms today, and he said his were high and Manley's were low. Well, I suppose really in this game it'll only help if you can fight a bit, Jim, but he's done it. As we come up then to the end of this round, and what we'll be wondering really how the promoter and manager now of Marsh, who spent quite a few bob putting this fight together, thinks about this. There's Gary Newbon with Frank Warren.
Frank, this must have gone much better than you'd expected.
Yeah, Manley is known as being a very fast starter, and the idea was for Terry to go out and try and take that away from him, which at this minute he's succeeded in doing.
Yeah. It's a blistering pace. We know that Terry's fit, but 15 rounds.
It's 15 rounds. It's going to be 15 hard rounds, but the other guy's got to go 15 rounds as well. It's hard for both of them. If Terry can keep this up, you know, things may work out for us.
What worries would you have for Terry in the way he's approaching this fight?
The worry I've got is he may, you know, with the close in work, there may be some cuts, but hopefully, you know, up to now it stood up.
A great start, though.
Yes, I'm very pleased.
So there you are then, the promoter and manager a bit pleased. I suppose he's pleased with the crowd that's attracted, packed in here actually tonight. This tired marquee, round 5. And Terry Marsh ahead, certainly on my card, and I suspect the judge a little bit near me, but I shouldn't be doing that, the Danish judge. Well, we've both seen Terry Marsh in action, Jim. Well, what, nearly all his professional fights, and certainly a few of his amateur. Best performance, whatever happens now.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've never seen Terry so fired up. See, we have to remember, for the last 18 months, Terry's been thinking about a world title, but never getting close to one. And tonight, this is a chance for his dream to come true. And the way he's going about his work, he really intends going home with the title.
Well, you should know, Jim, because that's exactly the feeling you must have had when you became champion of the world.